supply and the price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia, the world's biggest oil producer. Countries, factories, airline companies shut down in March 2020. There was a sharp decline in global demand for crude oil. This led to a fall in price. Brent oil crude price was less than $20 for the first time in 10 years in April 2020. Now, the original budget was based on an oil price benchmark of $57 per barrel. Because of this, the Nigerian government had to revise the 2020 budget and adopted a new oil price benchmark of $28 per barrel. Now, we all know that in Nigeria, the government is the biggest spender. With the halving of the oil price benchmark, it's clear that government can no longer meet its revenue and expenditure target originally envisaged. The fall in the crude oil revenue has also led to a fall in Nigeria's foreign exchange reserve. In April 2020, Nigeria borrowed $3.5 billion from International Monetary Fund. The Central Bank of Nigeria had to devalue the Naira by 15% in March in a bid to harmonize the multiple exchange rate regime, which it has used to manage pressure on the Naira. For an import-dependent economy like Nigeria, it means that cost of import will increase. This will in turn lead to an increase in inflation and interest rates. Individuals, organizations, companies will face higher costs of doing business. What is the effect of COVID-19 on Nigerian companies? Now, all companies and organizations are faced with an increase in cost of doing business. This will lead to a reduction in profit. For companies who rely on imported raw materials and machinery, this cost may be enormous. Companies will also face a fall in demand for their goods and services due to a weakened consumer purchasing power. Companies in the tourism, entertainment, and event business are facing a sharp decline in demand for their services due to government regulation. Now, companies must recover from this. The COVID-19 pandemic has exerted a huge toll in government, companies, businesses, and individuals. All companies and organizations must review their business model in order to survive. Reviewing the business model involves strategic financial planning, taking into account the impact of the pandemic on the ability of the business to create value for its stakeholders. Now, what is financial planning? A financial plan helps a business in determining how to achieve its strategic goals and objectives. It is a comprehensive document that shows capital expenditure and operating expenditure items. It also shows the various sources of revenue and the recurrent expenditure of the business. Companies create financial plans immediately after the vision and the mission have been set. Now, an organization needs to have a clear vision and mission before a financial plan is developed. A financial plan is actually drawn out from an organization's vision and mission and goals and objectives. A vision is the future state desired from the organization's strategies. The aim of a vision is to guide the organization's collective aspiration towards it. The mission is the organization's overriding purpose. It reflects the expectation of stakeholders and answers the question, what business are we in? A change in the company's vision and mission will lead to a change in its financial plan. The COVID-19 pandemic will make some organizations redefine their vision and mission. This will lead to new financial plans being developed. Now let's look at the types of financial plan. We have three types of financial plan. We have the short-term financial plan, which runs for 12 months. We have the medium-term financial plan, which runs from 2 to 5 years. Then the long-term strategic financial plan, which is above 5 years. Short-term financial plan. Short-term financial plans are the most common plans set by organizations. They are usually in the form of an annual budget, cash budget, and projected profit and loss account. An annual budget is a financial plan that shows expected income and expenditure of an entity for 1 year. A cash budget is a financial plan that shows expected cash receipt and expenditure of a business for a period. A profit and loss account shows the difference between revenue and expenditure for a given period. All these budgets are financial plans. Now, short-term financial plans are important to keep a company or to help a company gauge its profitability and working capital requirement. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has severely distorted the short-term financial plan of many companies. Many organizations in Nigeria did not earn much revenue for 3 months during the lockdown imposed in Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. These 3 states have the greatest concentration of organizations in Nigeria. Let's look at the medium and long-term plan. For many organizations, medium and long-term plans are for growth and expansion. They are deliberate strategies to create new products and services and also look for new markets where they can sell these products and services. Medium and long-term budgets are drawn after analysis of the external and internal environment. Now, the short-term plan, medium-term plan, and long-term plan should be consistent with each other. Revising the short-term plan. The new COVID-19 rules involve the prevention of large gatherings, temperature checks, wearing of face masks, use of hand sanitizers, and maintaining social distancing. It is clear that many companies will have to revise their short-term financial plan in the light of the new realities. To revise short-term plan, it is necessary to do a stakeholder analysis, a value chain analysis, and a pestle analysis. Stakeholder analysis. A stakeholder is one who has an interest in the activities of the firm. They include customers, shareholders, directors and employees, government, regulatory organizations, financial institutions, suppliers, and creditors. Now, for customers, COVID-19 has affected their purchasing power, coupled with the devaluation of the naira. So companies should expect a fall in demand from customers. Shareholders too will expect a fall in the values of their shares. Directors and employees, for many of them, jobs are at stake. The careers are at stake, and even the survival of their companies are at stake. For government, COVID-19 has shown that government is the most powerful stakeholder. Government can shut down any organization, and it actually shut down a lot of organizations during this period. Regulatory organizations like the CBN, Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigerian Stock Exchange are also very powerful stakeholders that can affect the operation of companies. Financial institutions will also be affected by COVID-19. Many banks have complained that they can no longer meet their financial target. Some have started laying off staff. Some are going to increase the interest rate. Some are exposed to loans they gave to many companies who can no longer pay back, given the present predicament. Suppliers and creditors too may have problems in supplying goods. Creditors may have problems in paying, delivering goods to organizations. Let's look at the value chain analysis and how it affects businesses. Value chain analysis is a process where a firm identifies the primary and support activities that add value to its final product. It then analyzes these activities to reduce cost or increase differentiation. The overall aim of analyzing a value chain is to provide competitive advantage. If you can know every aspect of your value chain, you can determine how to cut costs and improve your profit margin. For internal activities for value chain analysis include inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing, sales, technology development, human resources, management, and procurement. If a firm understands every aspect of its value chain, it can know when to cut costs and to improve value and stand out from its competitors to enable it to survive in these trying times. Let's look at the macro environment. The macro environment is also known as the external environment. It consists of the political, legal, economic, sociocultural, technological, and ecological environment. The macro environment helps the firm in understanding how the market operates, right? If you understand how the external environment affects your firm, you will know how to carry out your business model. You look at also the company's SWOT. The SWOT is an acronym for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Strength, weaknesses are internal to the company, while opportunities and threats exist independently of the firm. The organization should match its strength with the market opportunities. It has to develop strategies that will convert its weaknesses into strength. It should also convert threats into opportunities which can be matched by existing strength. Now let's look at the financial planning roadmap. This is a summary of all what we've talked today. The first thing is to review your vision, your mission, and your goals. The next thing is to analyze your stakeholders and value chain. The top thing you should do, financial planning, is to do a pestle and SWOT analysis. Then lastly, you develop your financial plan. When you review your vision, mission, and goals, ask yourself, is the company's vision, mission, and goals realizable given this present COVID-19 environment? Does the business model need to be adjusted? Your answers could be, oh, your vision and mission is still intact, or the vision, mission, and goals need to be changed. And when you analyze the stakeholders and value chain, you ask yourself, how has COVID-19 affected key stakeholders? Has it affected the firm's internal activities? If key stakeholders are not affected, then the firm is in a good stand. If customers, suppliers are severely affected, then you need to examine your value chain. You may also need to change the value chain and change the business model. And when you do a pestle and SWOT analysis, you have to analyze the impact of the external environment on the business. Use the company's strength to take advantage of the opportunity. Now, the outcomes say that the company can take advantage of the business environment correctly, or the company's business model needs to be adjusted. Now, the last segment here is developing the financial plan. Now, to develop financial plan, you review all sources of revenue, estimate all expenses, review your short, medium, and long-term plan. Involve you drawing up new cash budget, drawing up new profit and loss projection, reducing or eliminating non-essential expenditure, and you have to involve your employees and some of your key stakeholders in this step. Now, after you've done your financial plan, it doesn't stop here. You have to review this financial plan. Organizations need to constantly review and revise their plan because the internal and external business environment keeps changing. This is to ensure that goals and objectives are met. Monthly reviews of financial plans are done in form of budget review, where deviations from plans are monitored and reassessed. Now, this is the roadmap to financial planning. Thank you for listening. God bless
you. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mudiaga, for that detailed presentation. I believe we've learned a lot, and then I can see that there are some questions, comments coming up in the chat section. Please look at the chat section again. You'll see the link for Q&A session that's going to start up in a few minutes. Kindly click on it and join the session. So I'll see you all at the next session, the Q&A session, which is going to be handled by my colleagues, Chinelo.
Consistency in each of these plans. So he talked about SWOT analysis and pestle analysis. He talked about the fact that as companies, to thrive in this era, we need to ensure the companies identify their strengths, their weaknesses, and their opportunities and their threats. Also, they should do a stakeholder analysis and know the stakeholders who are affected by this pandemic and how it affects their company. While highlighting, in summary, while highlighting the pestle and SWOT analysis, he talked about the fact that there are a lot of external factors that come into play. So as a follow-up to that, companies should continually do a review of their financial plans because of these factors that affect the company. So in the light of this, I think we learned a lot from this session, and I believe there are a lot of questions. So I would like to invite Mrs. Chinelu Wagu to kick off the Q&A session so that we can proceed. Yeah.
Is it question?
Okay, hello?
Yes.
Can someone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Q&A section. And I also wish everyone happy Barika de Salah. So I have a question here from Mrs. Omosede. When Mr. Mudaga was talking about the review of financial planning, he mentioned pestle analysis. So Mr. Omosede would like him to throw more light on pestle analysis. Mr. Mudaga, please.
Okay, I'll throw more light on pestle analysis. Pestle is an acronym for political environment, economic environment, socio-cultural environment, technological environment, ecological environment, and the legal environment. These environments are the external environment that affect every business. Right? For a business to thrive and to make any kind of plan, it must understand this environment. For example, the political environment is a very, very serious environment. We all saw what the political environment did in COVID-19. The government, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, closed down churches and mosques. Nobody could do anything. Closed down businesses. People were home for days on end. So if you must understand this environment and know that if it has been done before, it can be done again. Understand the power of the political environment, understand the economic environment as it affects your business. People are worse off. Jobs have been lost. There's going to be reduction in disposable income for individuals. Then also this will lead to a fall in demand for company goods and service. Then you look at the socio-cultural environment. Culture is a way of life of a people. The culture in Nigeria has been affected. Nigerians generally think people, we like to move with one another, we like to hold one another. Right now you're talking about social distancing. Entertainment, people can no longer go to parties, go to weddings, go to funerals. You must maintain that social distancing. People who are into events and business, into bars, into weddings and all that, can no longer do business. That is how the social-cultural environment has been affected by COVID-19. Then the technological environment, this is wonderful because technology drives business now. Now, Zoom we are using, when the COVID-19 started, over 200 million subscribers were registered on Zoom app because of COVID-19. People could no longer meet face-to-face. So they are now meeting via Zoom, just like we are meeting now, right? Schools and churches have been locked down. Many churches have now gone online to try and still maintain their what do you call it, their congregation, right? Then you're looking at also the ecological environment, the physical environment that has been affected by COVID. We have been restricted, right? There are places we cannot go to now. There are curfews everywhere, and it has affected businesses. We're also looking at the legal environment. New laws have been promulgated because of COVID. You must put on face masks. This is how you must behave in public. These are the environments that affect business, and this environment affects your financial plan. They actually increase the cost of doing business, and it should be highlighted in your plan. I hope you understood that. Thank you very much.
Okay, I have another question from Mr. Onoha. He wants to know how much will financial Yes, from Mr. Emeka Onoha. How much will financial planning alone help those who were laid off due to COVID-19? And can you plan without job and cash?
Yes, you can plan without jobs and cash. Every planning starts from the brain. That is your most powerful asset. It is your brain. It is the brain you use in creating things. If you want to plan as an individual and ask, where am I today? I have very little jobs. I have no job, very little cash. Have you noticed that a lot of professionals are now selling food stuff online? Yes. Every day I'm bombarded in my status update. People are selling food stuff online, right? So people are switching businesses, right? It's no longer about, oh, I am a professional, I'm an accountant, I am a lawyer, I am an architect. If nobody is ready to hire you, you should be ready to sell things you can sell, right? If people sell things they don't even have, you can place yourself as a middleman. I can get supply from somebody and deliver it to the customer and he pays me. So yes, you can plan without cash. All you need is a mindset and look for the opportunities in the environment. There are always opportunities in the environment. People made money during this COVID season. I hope you know, not everybody lost money. Some companies made money, some individuals made money. So look for the opportunities in the environment. And if you look hard enough, you'll find opportunities and find needs that you can fill and you'll be paid for it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bodiaga. We have this one from Mrs. Peace. COVID-19 crashes world economy. COVID-19 has crashed, of course, the world economy. So she wants to know about the Forex trade sales high. So how come the Forex trade sales high hasn't crashed? It's still moving on very well, as we know.
Okay. Now, for Forex, Forex is online. There are some days that the Forex trade did not hold. There are some days it does not hold. And there's another thing. Interest rates, stock market affect Forex trade. So the Forex market was greatly impacted. There are some days it shut down during this COVID period, right? Forex market is the market for the demand and supply of foreign currencies. They are affected by the COVID-19, affected by interest rate, affected by the stock market. So yes, Forex market is affected. Online Forex market, it is. Okay, Forex market is affected because see, the truth is that if the stock market crashes, right, it will lead to, if there's a sustained fall in shares in the stock market, it will affect the foreign exchange market. You know, and if there's a hike in interest rate, in real interest rate, it will also affect the Forex market, okay? Because if interest rate increases, it will, people who normally trade in foreign exchange will be forced to make a decision. Should I continue trading in foreign exchange, or should I go and put my money in a bank or in a financial institution where I can get more return? The Forex market is always affected by the environmental factors, always. I hope I've answered the question.
Ms. Onoha, please, are you okay? Has he answered your question?
Yes, I'm okay. He has answered my question.
Mrs. Peace, okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, no further questions for now. Except some people they are wishing to have the soft copies of your presentation.
Okay, no problem. I will give it to Celine, the vice chairman. I'll drop it with her before I leave.
Okay. Okay, when more questions come in, I believe we'll send to the email of the participants. I can't see any more questions coming in. So if they do come in, we'll send the answers to the email of the participants. So I would like to hand the floor back to Mrs. Selin. Mrs. Selin, please, you have the floor now.
Okay, hello, can you all hear me? If you can hear me, can you say something?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if there are participants who probably want to speak and ask their questions. If you don't want to put your question in the comment section, if you want to speak at this point, there's some time. If there is, you can possibly raise your hand with the feature at the bottom of your Zoom window. Because we are going right into, is there anyone? I'll just wait a few minutes. If there's anyone who wants to ask a question live, we could take that now. I can't see any hands up. Okay, as regards the slides, Mr. Mujaga has graciously agreed to make it available to us. So we have the email addresses of all the registered participants. So what we intend to do is there will be a post-webinar correspondence. So we'll have that information attached to the email and sent out to all participants. At this point, we want to move swiftly to the vote of thanks. First and foremost, our gracious thanks goes to God Almighty, Jehovah Ebenezer, who's given us the enablement to host this webinar and also giving everyone who has participated the grace to be alive and to join us. So we give all the thanks to God. Secondly, we want to thank all our participants. Without you, there wouldn't be a webinar. If there aren't participants, definitely it would be like an ordinary meeting without people joining in to learn and to connect with the chapter. We're very grateful for your time, that you spend time out of your rest for the holidays to join and learn a new thing today, and I'm sure you have. Thank you so much for your time. We want to offer thanks especially to our presenter, Mr. Mujaga Idogun. It was a very scholarly and a brilliant presentation. In fact, I've learned a lot. I'm sure you're probably wondering what pastel analysis is. Those are new concepts we probably picked up today. And by the time you get the slides, you're able to probably explore that concept further and do your own research and gain new knowledge as a chartered secretary. We want to thank every committee member of the Education, Corporate Practice and Governance Committee. They are the team of people behind this presentation, behind this webinar. Each and every one of them, we're a 14-man committee at the moment. We are also open to admission of new members. If you're interested in being a part of the committee, you're welcome to join us. So each and every one of this group, they have been instrumental in ensuring that this webinar is a success, and we are so grateful for all the time and hard work and efforts they put towards bringing this webinar to reality. Finally, we want to mention that our chapter is available. We are online, we're on social media. At the post-webinar correspondences, you're going to get our links on Facebook, our links on Instagram, and our links on Twitter. So you can connect to the chapter and get further updates on activities of the chapter and also connect with us for our future events. Because for the year 2020, we have 2 more webinars coming up. So if you're connected with us socially, you'll be able to get this information real time. Finally, we want to also advise, we are still in the COVID era. It isn't post-COVID yet. So we have to ensure that we are maintaining social distancing, we're washing our hands, and then we're also ensuring that our lives and our loved ones were staying safe. So on this very elating note, I want to invite the chapter chairman, Bryce Emeka Noha, to give us some parting words as we end this webinar shortly. Mr. Emeka, please.
Okay, ma. Thank you, Education Committee Chairman. I align myself with the entirety of your vote of thanks and encouragement to everybody. I want to wish all of us a very joyful rest in this long holiday that we have. And for those who are Muslim brethren, we wish them Barakah de Salah. We thank you for joining us, and we promise you to do better next time with some more juicy topics. Just like the chairman have said, stay safe and be there for us even as we are here for you. Thank you very much. I say bye-bye to you all. Thank you, Education Committee.
Thank you, sir. Bye, everyone.